Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first official day of Soup Club.
So Soup Club is where we get the soup at lunch and we talk about it. My opinion was that I enjoyed the broth. It was too thin. I didn't get enough of it.
The spice is actually healthy because we're all sweet today. That's no more than that's why.
I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. 3
It's going to be harsh. I give this a solid 3.75.
Soup Troupe is really inclusive, and Soup Troupe is a place where everybody can just come and talk about soup when it's good and also complain about soup when it's bad, because we all deserve a good bowl of soup in our lives.
Danny and Soup Troupe! I'm Danny.
And I'm Danny. 1, 2, 3.
We're here for you!
It's gonna be really hot.
Thank you, Soup Troupe.
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 My name is Danny.
And I'm Danny, and welcome to Soup Troupe Online.
Oh, hi there.
Oh, hi! Hi!
What's up? Hello.
Hi! Hi! Hey! Guys, I'm so excited to be on Soup Troupe.
Hello!
Hi! Hey!
Hey.
It's me!
Hi! Hey!
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm so happy to be here and talk about soup. Hi, everyone. My name is Danny. Oh, no.
And I'm Danny! I'm sorry, guys. Welcome to Soup Troupe Online.
Yay, we are so excited for this episode, you guys. So for those of you who are first-time soupers, we are Soup Troupe Online. Soup Troupe was started at Frenchwood's Festival for the Performing Arts when my work husband, Cole Wright Shaner, and I decided that there wasn't an inclusive space to talk about soup in a safe way, and that's obviously a crime. So we created Soup Troupe Online with over 200 members every day to talk about the joys, the hardships, the struggles, the tastes of soup. And during the coronavirus pandemic, we are very happy to bring Soup Troupe Online to all of you at home today. And we are so excited for today's very special guest. But first, Danny.
Danny, I must say, that was a beautiful speech. You really were pulling at my heartstrings there.
I'm refining it every day.
It was stunning. It was a nice monologue. I liked the beats. It was beautiful, truly.
Yeah.
So, Danny, I have a few questions for you.
Oh.
So, as the holiday season is approaching, we just finished up with Hanukkah, and Christmas is well on its way, and the season, it's getting colder, it's winter. So I want to know, what are some of your favorite hearty holiday soups?
It's a great question. Hanukkah did just end. I must say, I'm a big fan of matzo ball soup. And everyone says, my mom makes the best matzo ball soup. And it's true. My mom makes the best matzo ball soup. The matzo balls aren't quite too hard. They're not too soft. The carrots, celery, perfect amount. Chicken broth, amazing. That's my favorite holiday soup, and I look forward to it every year. What about you, Ms. Wergiles?
I have spoken about this several times, but I love a good butternut squash soup. That is one of my favorite holiday soups. And for those of you who were around for Thanksgiving, my sister made a amazing leftover Thanksgiving meal soup. She made stuffing matzo balls. Oh my goodness, they were incredible. So I'm a really big proponent for leftover meal soups, kind of like a jumble of all these different flavors, but I do love a good butternut squash soup for the holiday winter season, for sure.
Oh yeah. All right, well, we have to introduce our special guest today. We are so very excited to welcome the one and only Mr. Tyler Mount. You probably know him from Playbill.com's The Tyler Mount Vlog, which, as you can guess, is him. And he's also the producer for The Inheritance, Hadestown, Frankie and Johnny, Oscar at the Crown, Once This Island. He's the senior manager for a while for video content at Playbill.com. teaching all sorts of crazy cool stuff, and we are so excited to welcome Mr. Tyler Mount.
Hi!
It's me. I'm here. Hi, guys.
You did it.
We
did
are
it. We are
so
here.
happy to have you here. Welcome to Soup Troop.
Thank you for having me. This is, I do have to say, this is the strangest press request I've ever gotten, and I've never been more excited to be here.
We are so excited to have you. We have a plethora of soup-related questions. So first and foremost, we like to ask this to all of our guests. What is your favorite soup memory?
My favorite soup memory. Okay, first of all, before we get to soup, I know this is your show, but I do have to say, so people don't think I'm a serial killer, I'm not in New York right now. I'm staying with some of my family friends on a farm, and so I'm coming to you live from the chicken coop. You'll see some live entertainment back here. So I just want everyone to know I don't live in a barn. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, my favorite soup memory. God, there's so many great memories involving soup. Okay, so I would probably have to say, now, one of the many reasons I'm here today is because I genuinely love soup. It's one of my favorite things on earth. And so after I left Playbill, I went to NBC where I worked in digital marketing there. And my team and I loved soup. So at Christmas, we had a soup competition. So every day, our entire team would bring in a new soup, and then we had scorecards, and we like judged all of our soups, right? So we had like curries, chicken noodle, broccoli cheddar, jambalaya. You know what I mean? So I would say that like the soup extravaganza of 2019 was certainly probably my best soup memory. It was a fantastic time.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Maybe we'll indulge ourselves in a little soup competition. This is giving some ideas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
Who's to say?
Why not?
We have to do that, Danny. We totally need a soup competition.
Oh,
For-
So as the creator of the Tyler Mount vlog, you had the opportunity to interview so many incredible guests. If they're not watching, who are some of your favorite guests? And if you were to serve them a soup, what soup would you serve this guest?
I get asked a question all the time, like, who is my favorite guest? And honestly, I'm not just being politically correct here. Like, there were a few that I was like, oh, that was awkward. But for the large majority, like, I would say like 99% of them, literally, like, I had so much fun working with like the best people in the industry, some of, the most prominent people in the industry. And what was really cool is like, the thing that I love about the theater community is that everyone is so kind and nice. So it was like, you know what I mean? Like, I never really had an experience where it was like, that was awkward. But like, there were like, and a lot of people don't understand this, but like, obviously everyone watching, and both Danny's clearly do, but it's like, I grew up in my bedroom, like listening to Rent. And then Anthony Rapp came over to my house and we sang La Vie Boheme on my couch. Like, that's a full circle moment that got me like super excited. So I would say like, honestly, like my favorite guests, like I was cry laughing during, Leslie Margarita really sticks out to me. Like, we were like dry heaving because we were laughing so hard. Then I definitely loved my episode with Stephanie J. Block. She was to die for. I would say, oh God, there's just so many. And now, and it's also funny, I've also been so guilty of going up to someone and being like, oh my God, it's so great to meet you. And then being like, I've done your show. And I'd be like, I'm embarrassed because I love you so much, but I forgot. Anyway, so, oh my God, I would say, okay, so if Leslie Margarita was on my couch and I was serving her a soup, okay, hear me out. I think she would be like a jambalaya, a juicy jambalaya, because like, I'm gonna say that's soupy, right? That's soupish,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's a bit of a soup, but it's in the category.
A gumbo, okay. So for many reasons, she is multifaceted. She has tons of stuff, and she's spicy, right? So I feel like that's definitely what Leslie would be. Let's think about Stephanie. Stephanie is like, oh my God, she's like really refined and really elegant, but also fun, right? So I feel like she's like a clam chowder at the plaza, right? Like, it's hearty, it's fun, it's refined, it's elegant, but at the end of the day, it's like an explosion of fun in your mouth.
Yeah.
Those are my answers.
Yes.
I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong with those answers.
You were completely correct. Those were beautiful answers. Well thought out as well. Definitely good. Amazing.
Yes, I love that.
So on your vlog, you played so many fun games. Like when I used to watch your episodes, I would be like, how does he think of all of these like fun activities to play? So we want to ask you, if you could feature a soup-based game on your vlog, what would that game entail? And which stars are playing this game? And what soups would be involved in the soup-based game?
Okay, so this is fantastic. So to be clear, I would say that I came up with like 30% of the games, and then I had an incredible team of producers who actually like I showed up and they were like, "This is what we're doing today," which was fantastic for me. But I would probably say if I had to do a soup-related game, my gut instinct is I would probably have like, 20 ingredients, right? And you would randomly choose 3 and you would put them in. Oh, my phone's flying everywhere. I just got so excited. What I would do is I would put these 3 random ingredients in one of those really fancy heated blenders, right? And you would emulsify it. And it could be like a hot dog ketchup relish, soup. And we would be good sports and try it. Now, see, the issue here is whenever you're dealing with food, I have learned, you have to be very specific about who you ask. Because truth be told, a lot of people assume that the guest always knew what they were playing. But no matter who you were, no matter how famous you were, no matter how many times your manager or your press rep asked, I would never tell you what game you were playing, right? But I did also know if I had a game that someone wasn't willing to play, they would not play it, right? And it would be really awkward, so I had to be really careful. So I need someone who is not a known vegan, vegetarian, or like picky eater, right? So like someone like Lena Hall, who's vegan, would be bad, right? Even though she played the baby food game with me, and she was a great sport, but we just got vegan baby foods. So I would say someone who would be great playing this game, probably someone younger. So I feel like I don't know, like a Ben Platt would be good. Maybe he's kosher. I'm not really sure, but we can make sure all of the food was kosher. Who else would have a good time doing that? I think, like someone younger, someone who's going to be a good sport.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a Beanie Feldstein would be great too. Like she's down, she's ready to play. I feel like those are probably some of the best options here.
If you could refer them to us to play this soup game, that would be much appreciated. You could like
Absolutely.
put a little
We're dear friends.
to us. Yeah.
Dear friends, we will just we'll just forward it on over. I love that.
Great, we're on it. So I know that you did a lot of work for the Biden campaign. So we were wondering, what did you do with the new president-elect, and what was your role in all of that? And if there was a soup that could lead the country, take us out of this divide that we're in, which would it be, and why?
Okay, so I was very fortunate to be asked to lead digital strategy for Broadway for Biden, one of the many affinity groups associated with the campaign. So I worked closely with some of, my favorite Broadway marketers, people who have worked in the industry forever and are incredible at what they do. And it was really incredible being able to work with them in this context as opposed to at Playbill or on one of our shows. So that's what I did there, right? We just did a lot of fun things. But I would probably say my gut instinct is, I would say, I think I would serve 2 soups to the country, okay? The first soup would be like a really hearty stew, right? Full of meat and carrots and potatoes and vegetables. Why? Because we need a hearty soup in order to get this country back on track, right? We have to be full. We have to be ready to dive in, roll our sleeves up, and do the dirty work. Not dirty work, but the hard work, I would say, right? And then the other soup I would serve is to exclusively people who refuse to wear masks, and I would serve them glass soup, right? Because my thought process here is that people who don't think COVID exists or refuses to wear a mask eat glass soup, they can't bother us because they'll be at home because they would have eaten glass soup. So that's where I am right now. I think it's like you get to choose. You either wear a mask and get the hearty stew and help get the country back on track, or you need the glass soup and stay at home, which honestly, your personal preference. I'm not here to force anything on you. You know, that's my gut instinct.
Of course.
I've never heard glass soup. Thank you for that.
Oh my God, glass soup. I love it.
So congratulations on your work at NBC. That is so cool and amazing. We wanted to just talk a little bit about that and ask what your role was there. And were you able to go on any like interesting, cool sets? And if so, were there any soups served on set? Any craft services featuring lovely soups?
I love this. So so at NBC, I was head of digital marketing for a group within the company called Content Commerce. I'm not going to bore you with it, but it was essentially like the marrying of an e-commerce platform with first-tier NBC talent and first-tier premium retailers. So imagine, I'm trying to think of a great example. Okay, Bill Murray, right? Comedy legend, SNL alum, comedy royalty, NBC talent through and through, has a golf t-shirt brand, right? So I took Bill Murray to a golf course in Charleston, and we filmed like a 2-minute music video about golfing featuring his shirts, right? Like I had the strangest jobs. I still have the strangest jobs on earth, and I'm very lucky. So I would say yes. To answer your question, I've been on many NBC sets, had a great time, always fantastic craft services. I'm trying to think. So speaking of that Bill Murray shoot, we were in Charleston, and Bill is like very adamant about no plastic, right? So everything is served in reusable like glass bowls. You have to drink out of a glass water bottle, right? Like he's very adamant about it, and I appreciate that about him. So I will say they had the most incredible series of food trucks, and in one of the food trucks, they had a lobster bisque. And guess what? I consumed it, and it was delicious, but not in paper or plastic. They serve it in like an actual glass bowl, and you feel like you're a celebrity because you're eating lobster bisque with Bill Murray, you know? So that's what's important here.
Wow. I have to tell you, if you're ever in Princeton, New Jersey, the best lobster bisque comes from Princeton Soup and Sandwich. It's simply divine. I will travel length for that lobster bisque.
Okay, that's good to know. It's one of my favorite soups, I'll have to say.
Yeah, if you and Bill are, looking for something to do.
My dear friend Bill, we're dear friends. We hang out all day.
Oh, of course. So we know that on Broadway you were both a producer and a stage manager. So what is it like being on the technical side of things? And if there was a soup that, had to calm you down before either a production meeting or a big performance where you're the stage manager, what's calming you down and sitting well?
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. So, it's funny because I moved to the city to be a performer, and then I hated it. And so then I was like, oh, I love stage managing. I have a degree in it as well. So why don't I just do that? And I was very fortunate, to work on several productions that really defined my career. But with that being said, I would say I just whenever I think about soup, I obviously am thinking about the winter. Nothing is worse than having a hot soup, walking in the stage door when it's 95 degrees and you're dripping with sweat. That's not super fun in a theater that probably doesn't have great air conditioning. But I would say I imagine, go with me. It's the winter. It's cold. It's chilly. We're doing a production. We're doing a Saturday. Oh, no. Yeah. Saturday. It's a Saturday. It's a Saturday matinee of On Your Feet, right? I go through the stage door. I'm there. I'm ready to go. And I'm very nervous. I'm very anxious for the day ahead. So to calm myself down, you know what I'm having? I went all the way to the Upper East Side to have the most comforting yet tackiest soup combination, in my opinion, but it's to die for, and it reminds me of Texas. I got a broccoli cheddar bread bowl from Panera Bread, and I am taking that top off, and I'm dipping it, and I'm scraping it out, and I'm hungry. So then I even take off the hard shell on the outside, and I eat it because leave no food behind. So that's what I'm doing, and then I'm full. I'm carb loaded. I have dairy. I have vegetables. Broccoli. I'm ready to hit the ground running. That's That's what I think is the most appropriate here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm right there with you. Broccoli cheddar in a bread bowl is my favorite soup. I talk about it almost every episode. Panera
Really, I love.
cheddar. Chef's kiss. So good.
So good. So good.
All right, now is the time. We are playing a new game here on Soup Troop. This is the first time we will be playing this game, and this game is called Brand That Soup. So in this game, we're going to tell you a soup, and you will brand it for us and give us the scoop on the soup. You'll tell us about its online presence, its celebrity presence, and all the Broadway drama that will follow that soup.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Are you
I'm
ready?
ready. I was born for this. I was born for this.
Amazing.
All right. We are about to play Brand That Soup. On 3, 2, soup. Now, chicken noodle soup.
Oh, chicken noodle soup is a classic Broadway legacy, right? It is the Phantom of the Opera of soups. It is dependable. It sells well. It doesn't cost that much to make, but we sell it at a premium. Why? Because the masses will come. Literally, think about it. Tourists don't come for a strawberry gazpacho. They come for the staple that is the Phantom of the Opera soup. It is the legacy. It is, let's say, the hero of the soup world. And they hate it, but most of the population loves it. So that would be like the Phantom of the Opera of Broadway soup. I don't really know there's too much drama there. And I think that's what's really fantastic about the soup. It's this understanding that they are steady. You're not going to be super thrilled watching it, but at the end of the day, you can depend on it.
Amazing. That was beautiful. Next soup is French onion soup.
Oh my God, French onion soup. Let me tell you about that. So French onion soup, right? It's a little fattening, which is fantastic. It's super comforting, and it has a little, let's say, eclectic foreign flair, right? Just like, I don't know, American in Paris. Also, that takes place in France, like French onion soup originates from. Now, fantastic. I always imagine, like, they put it in that nice, like, hot bowl, and they put some cheese on top, right? So basically, the cheese on top is similar to the curtain, like the grand drape of American in Paris, one might say. When that cheese is lifted, aka the curtain, what's in there? A really juicy, beautiful Robbie Fairchild, who's ready to dance on stage or in your mouth, whatever is needed in order to please the audience, right? So it's fantastic. Then you think the show is over, right? But it's just intermission, right? So basically, that is the epitome of French onion soup, because you're getting full, it's filling. Oh, it's delectable. Oh, I'm done. I'm not. There are a few more spoonfuls, just like Act 2 of American in Paris, right? French, Paris, France. Get it?
Amazing.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, miso soup.
Oh, miso soup. Okay, so miso soup is just really soothing. It's calming, right? It's very, very basic and bland in the best way, right? Little pieces of some tofu, a little bit of seaweed for an eclectic flair. But again, it's one of those soups that you can really, really, really depend on, right? So I really would have to say that, this is very stressful. I guess that's the point of the game, but I feel like I'm put on the spot. So a miso soup is more of a, again, like a staple. I would say miso soup is more of a, oh God, I think Wicked is a little too fun for a miso soup. Oh, this is really good. Don't answer. It's my game. Okay, so there's a little bit of tofu. There's a little bit of, there's a little bit of seaweed. It's brothy. It makes us feel better. Yes. Okay, here we go. We're on a roll. It makes us feel better like musical theater does. And what is a better feel-good musical than Hairspray? Thank you. Thank you. It's Hairspray, right? It is a staple. It has been here for a long, long time. I don't feel well, I'm gonna watch Hairspray, right? I don't feel well, I'm gonna have some miso soup. Now, the Jerry Mitchell flair is the tofu. It's the seaweed. It gets a great feeling in your mouth. It's delectable. And just like any Jerry Mitchell show, even if you don't like seafood or tofu or what you see in the show, at the end, there's a curtain call that gets you on your feet clapping, and there's probably a confetti cannon, and everything's going to be fine, right? Hairspray, the miso soup of Broadway.
Amazing. Next is split pea soup.
Oh, I'm glad you brought this up, Danny. Okay, split pea soup. So, I would say a more acquired taste, and let me tell you why. I think split pea is delicious. It's delectable, just like a broccoli soup. But I often feel, I don't know if this is true, but sometimes in the back of my mind, that split pea soup has like a bad rap in like specifically like children's books. Like the cafeteria lady's always serving split pea soup, and like, ew, that's gross, right? So I would say it's probably going to be similar to a Broadway musical that isn't appreciated as much as it should be. Okay. And you know what this says? And it's very relevant. I think The Prom is the split pea soup of Broadway. And let me tell you why. That show is incredible. I watched it I saw it multiple times to die for, watched it on Netflix to die for. Just the idea of Ariana DeBose, like being in a scene with Meryl Streep made me want to die for her, like in the best kind of way. With all that being said, split pea soup is basically the heartiest, most important type of soup, right? Because it fills us up. It makes us whole again, just like The Prom does, right? We can go into the theater ready to go see The Prom after they posted their closing notice because people had bad taste and didn't go see it as often as they should have, right? And we go in knowing it's a show that's closing, we're not going to like it. And as humans, we're kind of empty, right? And then we watch that triumphant love story of equality and diversity and all of the fantastic things and inclusivity that we love and we're striving to get better at on Broadway. And then you leave full and you're like, you know what? I don't know who said I don't like split pea soup. I don't know who said The Prom needs to close, but I like it, right? The Prom, the split pea soup of Broadway.
100%. I've seen the movie at least 4 times since.
Yes. Okay.
Oh yeah. Italian wedding soup.
Oh my God. Okay. So this is my gut instinct, and I've learned to trust my gut. And Italian wedding soup is obviously the soup of choice for The Wedding Singer. Speaking of The Prom, written by the same composers, right? Thank you. So like, I just imagine them serving Italian wedding soup in the opening number when they're like, it's your wedding day. And they're like, they're slinging soup. Again, I don't know if that's a cop-out because it's just because wedding singer, wedding soup. But I could also say that it brought I don't want to say new, but a unique sound to Broadway. This 80s grungy rocker, right? It was like a little, obviously not in chronological order, but the sound precedes the sound of Rent, but it follows the sound of Hair, right? So it's somewhere right in there. And so I would say, I don't know where I was going with this, but I'm going to loop it back because this is what I get paid to do. So it's like multiple things in the wedding soup, right? Not only is it The Wedding Singer, but it's multiple things. We brought something new to Broadway. There's always something new in a wedding soup. But again, it's fantastic. It's a party in your mouth, just like The Wedding Singer was on Broadway.
Amazing. And your last soup is butternut squash.
Okay. So I love a butternut squash soup, right? Very simple, but can be really, really screwed up, right? Some people make it without cream because they want it to be vegan, which I appreciate, but like I want a butternut squash like milkshake, basically, Okay, so I'm thinking like, okay, so it's definitely like fall and festive, right? We're having, I already know the answer. Oh, this is the easiest answer. Okay, so butternut, we said butternut, right? Butternut squash soup is the Bridges in Madison County of Broadway. And let me tell you why. Nothing, and I mean nothing, in the history of Broadway has been more comforting than listening to Kelly and Steven sing, what's it called? There was some man in the desert. No, it all fades away. What's the other one? All My Life I've Been Falling, right? That song, I literally fell out of my seat singing that on Broadway. Nothing is more comforting than the two of them skrelting at each other. Just like butternut squash, there is not a soup that's more comforting, right?
Yes, for sure.
I'm glad we all agree.
Congratulations, Tyler. You have completed the first ever Brand That Soup, and you crushed it. You killed that. Really, truly.
I did.
Amazing.
I love that. Thank you for having me play and believing in me.
Oh, of course, from the very start. This is the time of the day in which we have to go to our Q&A section. If you have a question for Tyler Mount, leave it down in the comments below, and we will try as hard as we can to get to it. Our first question comes from Miss Anna Spendling, who says, with Christmas just around the corner, what soup would you use as your tree topper, and how would you go about this?
Okay, I love this. So, look, I think tree toppers are really, really important. And I would also like to point out that like I'm all about inclusivity. So not only am I going to make a tree topper, I'm also like we're gonna have the menorah, right? We're gonna figure out how to do this in like a Jewish fashion as well. We're obviously gonna be cognizant of Kwanzaa as well. Okay, so what I think the answer is, just like an advent calendar, we need something new every day. I'm not just choosing one because, I'm not here to be basic, right? So what I think we honestly do is, okay, I thought this through. I thought a long time about this and I have the answer. Hear me out, okay? A tree. The night before, the day before, in a slow cooker. Okay, we prepare the most fantastic soup that's been slow roasting for at least 12 hours, right? From there, we put it in the freezer in a star mold, okay? We put that on top of the tree so it is solid. Throughout the day, it melts, goes down ice luge, kind of like you would take a shot from a frat house to keep it cool, chilled, and it goes into a heated bucket, where it will warm again, and every night you get to enjoy the bountiful creations of the star. It's the star, because the star of David gave back to humanity. This star gives to us and feeds us every night. So to answer your question, I think it's like an advent calendar of soups, right? We're having chicken noodle. We're having broccoli cheddar. We're having clam chowder. We're having lobster bisque. We're having a hearty stew. There's literally, we have 25 different. Actually, we can even do more because we'll set up right after Thanksgiving and we'll go to like the 5th of January. So we have almost, 40 soups, curries, stews, pot roasts. Literally anything is possible here. That's my answer.
I'm right there with you. I love that idea. That is amazing.
Thank you very much.
Targets near you.
This is a part two, if you will, from Lydia Von Hoff. He says, with New Year's coming just around the bend, what soup would you like to be shot out of confetti cannons when the ball's back?
Oh, that's good. Okay. So you have to be careful for many reasons. This is a huge liability because if it's scalding hot and you burn people, you're going to spend a lot more money on liability than you are enjoying the soup. So I think it's important that there is some balance here. So, but then again, you don't want to be shooting gazpacho out because it's already cold on New Year's Eve. So it's really difficult here. Okay, so what I would say is, I have a better idea. Okay, so instead of just soup in a confetti cannon, we're going to shoot out soup in cans, right? Everyone's going to get a catcher's net. Everyone's going to be safe, right? And I would say, like, what screams New Year's Eve better than a celebratory soup that I'm about to say live on air? And that soup that is celebratory and great to be shot out of a confetti cannon on New Year's is vegetable soup. And let me tell you why. It's the new year. It's a new you. We are eating healthy. We love our vegetables. They are low in fat, high in fiber, vegetarian. Get that red meat out of our diets, right? So what a better way to start the New Year's than with a healthy Campbell's or Progresso canned vegetable soup, right? I think that's fair.
Absolutely. Coming this next week. You'll
I'll produce that too. We'll do that.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
This next question comes from Ellie Perlman. She says, as we all know, April showers bring May flowers. Allow me to bring forward the idea that April showers are not rain, but soup. What Mayflower would bloom after an April soup shower?
Oh, that's good. Okay. So I am So glad you asked. So April showers bring Mayflower. Okay, so hear me out. Okay. April showers are all about like a turkey stew. Okay, and let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any idea why it's a turkey stew? It's because the Mayflower. Do you get it? Do you get my pun? The Mayflower.
Like the Pilgrims.
Indians, Thanksgiving, the Mayflower. See? So, with that being said, a turkey stew is the April shower to bring the Mayflower.
You're killing it.
A big word play. That was
I'm
awesome.
just, thank you.
Yes, this
That's why I get paid big bucks.
Oh yeah. Nedway says sledding. We all do it or have done it, but on frozen water, aka snow. What frozen soup do you think would provide the most distance down the hill and would be the most slippery and delicious?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked, Ned. I was actually hoping someone asked me this. So I've been thinking about this often. And again, this isn't discriminatory, but you really need the blandest soup here. And let me tell you why. Anything that's chunky or creamy is going to create more friction, which is the antithesis of what we want in this scenario, right? We want it to be icy. If we've ever skied, fresh powder is fantastic. If you're on ice, you can't stop, which is the exact thing Ned wants, right? And I think America really wants, right? So I would say, I think we're really going to need to like move towards, let's say like a plain chicken broth. It's not that fun, but at the end of the day, that's going to get you down the hill as quick as you can. Yeah, very important.
Yes.
Absolutely. If you're looking for just a good chicken broth to drink, nothing else in the soup, we must tell you that Brodo Broth Company, right in Upper Manhattan, they sell these soups that are essentially in a coffee cup, and they're just like drinkable broths.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Picturing that coming down.
Love.
Absolutely.
Thank you for bringing up Brodo Broth again, Danny. Danny brings up Brodo Broth every episode. It's a reoccurring thing
Very
because
important.
we long to be sponsored by Brodo Broth.
It really would.
We took promotional photos for them without their consent a couple years ago, and we would love to be sponsored by them, but they have not yet noticed us. So one day.
Maybe one day they will. I love that.
Even like these are great photos.
Oh, those are good.
We really want this sponsorship.
That's the content we deserve. It's the content we deserve, guys.
Brett, I think Tyler Mount says you should sponsor us.
Yes. You just need someone who works in like brand development or monetization strategy for the soup troupe,
That was a great endorsement. Thank you so much, Tyler. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
This question comes from Sam Vanna. He says, you and your partner meet under the mistletoe for a romantic Christmas, but oh no, you pull away and realize you were kissing a thermos of soup the whole time. What soup was it?
Okay, easily. Again, the soup here that we're consuming, it has to be that broccoli cheddar bread bowl. Why would I ever be under the mistletoe with anything other than that? I mean, right?
Of course. I 100% agree with you.
That's 100%. That's 100% where I'm going with that.
Oh, yeah. All right, we have one more question today, and it comes from Ms. Ellie Perlman. She says, oh, blessed day, the sun is up, the sky is clear, the tide is high, your surf career starts today. But wait, your ocean has been replaced by soup. What soup do you think would give the best weight?
So again, I hate to be boring, but I think if you're asking about the best waves, not the tastiest waves, it can't be like a thick chowder, right? I mean, it would be convenient because you're in the water, the crab is already in there, right? The crab chowder, the lobster, bisque, it's already there. But I would say like the best waves, you need like 30 foot, 40 foot, 50 foot waves, and you need something that has a high viscosity, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Is that our scientific word? Okay. Yeah, the highest viscosity. And so again, you're gonna want it to be warm, right? So you don't get cold. You could wear a wetsuit, I guess. But I think like here, oh yeah, the answer here is miso soup. Why? Because the seaweed's already there, right? It's salty and it's clear and it kind of looks like the water in like Galveston, Texas already. And you literally just surf it and it would be so simple and perfect. And that's actually salt water you could drink. So
Perfect.
Absolutely.
I love that.
All right, that is all the time we have today, but thank you so much again, Tyler, for being with us today. We had such a lovely episode, and we are so happy that you have come on our show to talk about soup with us, so thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun.
Of course. Well, everyone at home, please join us in giving Tyler Mount a 1, 2, 3.
We're here for you. Thank you so much, Tyler, and thank you for showing us your chickens. They're adorable.
Not mine, but one day they might be. Or one day they might be in a soup near you.
Maybe. Thank you, Tyler.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
That was Tyler Mount. You simply must follow him on everything at Tyler G. Mount. We are so happy to have had him on the show today, and we are so excited to see everything he does at NBC and beyond. All right. This was a lovely episode of Soup Troupe Online. If you liked it, which I know you did, you're going to follow us on Instagram at Soup Troupe Official, TROUPE, don't be fooled. You can like us on Facebook at Soup Troupe Online or like and subscribe this video on YouTube. We really appreciate your support as a growing soup show here.
You can read more about Soup Troupe Online on BroadwayWorld.com in the description below. So thank you so much again for joining us today.
That being said, I'm Danny.
And I'm Danny. And this has been Soup Troupe Online. Everyone join us in a 1, 2, 3. Have a super day.
Thank
Bye.
you
See you next week.
We'll see you very, very soon.
Danny, soup you.
S for the sweet, sweet soup we eat at lunch all day, all week. O
For oh, please join us